Over the past few years, I have changed a lot. Going from a mindset of wanting more stuff, needing more stuff, it's almost like filling holes with stuff and being totally disorganized. I actually learned that just having more space and having less stuff makes me also be happy with less. And living with less is what I want to talk about today. You can totally be happy with just living with less. And what I learned is that there are some areas of my life that when I have reduced on my desires, it actually has made me happier. The first area is housing. We spend a lot on housing, and of course we all want a beautiful home. I love a beautiful home, and I want to have the home that I can make to where it's just what I've always dreamed of. But actually in the process of wishing for maybe a bigger house and a bigger kitchen, I'm huge on kitchen. Kitchen is so important for me. And in the process, I have actually learned that I'd rather have more freedom to maybe travel and do the things I want to do instead of having more something that weighs me down and having a bigger financial burden. If I paid more on my housing, it would actually weigh me down and I would actually be able to experience less in life, like as in going out and going places and traveling somewhere and just enjoying my time, because some of those things do cost money. And the thing is that the less I am pressured into having to work more and more and more and more because I just never have enough money, the more time I have, because the less I have to work, the happier I am. The more I love to work because it's not under pressure. And the more I realize that it's really so much more freedom to have less financial commitments. So the question is, can you live on less when it comes to your housing? I mean, I can't really downsize at this point. I probably could, but I make YouTube videos in my home. I have a music studio that I really need because I'm a professional musician. And when I bought my house, I mean, nowadays you could not even get an apartment for what my house costs. So I'm paying a lot less monthly than I would even getting a small 2-bedroom apartment. It's not huge, but we have a nice house that is really nicely sized and that has enough space. We have a yard, we have a creek in the back, and we have space for a small pool and a trampoline and a swing for the kids. And I appreciate that, and I have that without it weighing me down financially. The next thing is utilities. There's a lot of money you can save. I have started putting LED lights in everywhere. Whenever a light bulb breaks or it goes out, blows out, I put in LEDs. They're more expensive when you buy them, but you do save quite a bit of energy, especially in the winter when it's dark a lot outside and you have to turn on the lights a lot. You do save a lot of money. Also, leaving on devices is not good. I've unplugged my television. We don't watch television a lot. If it were up to me, we could actually get rid of it, but everyone else doesn't want to get rid of it. So we still sometimes watch television, but it does take some energy. But we always unplug a lot of stuff nowadays that we don't need. The Wi-Fi router, we unplug it in the evening because I have started not looking at my phone anymore before I go to bed. And so we don't need Wi-Fi. And in the morning, you can just turn it up back on. Also using the oven, I have this little oven, like a convection oven, like a hot air oven. And for heating up small stuff, or when we make French fries, our homemade French fries that we cut up ourselves, it is so much quicker and it uses less energy. So really think about it. Every time you turn on the stove and every time you turn on the microwave, it does use up energy. And so think about maybe batching stuff, cooking more at once, or maybe using a crock pot instead of something that needs more energy. And I just think little things totally do add up. Also in the wintertime, I bought myself this really nice thick wool jacket. And it's so warm, so when I'm a little bit cool, I don't turn up the heat more. I mean, we do have a wood-burning oven, and I could always turn that on. The wood costs some money, but it's prepaid, and it's not really that expensive. But instead of turning up the heater more, I put on a jacket. And we have a warming bottle, like a hot water bottle also, And so Romy, my daughter, whenever she gets cold also, she loves having that bottle, that hot bottle, and warming up in the winter. Now, of course, here in Germany, we don't have any air conditioning because it doesn't get that hot in the summer. But even if you live in a place where it does get hot, and I did live in Texas for several years, and it gets very hot, even turning your air conditioning to where it's 5 degrees more, you can do it. And here in Germany, all we have available is fans in the summer, and that is enough. In the evenings, we open the windows. And I realize it's different in every climate, but really think about it. Small adjustments can save you a lot of money. The same goes for driving with your car. Every time you drive your car, it uses up gas. And I don't know how it is where you live, but here in Germany, gas is insanely expensive. They have just raised it by like 20%, and it's crazy. Or more than 20%, like 30% in the past couple of months. There are new taxes all the time, and there's nothing you can change about that except use less. And I take my bike a lot more, especially in town, and try to be mindful about how you use your car. Do you really have to go or not? Another area, of course, that we spend a lot of money on is groceries, and I do try to buy locally. There are a few farmers that are close to where we live, and I buy potatoes there, I buy eggs there. The things that grow locally, we buy apples there, we buy the milk there. We take an empty bottle and we put it in that machine, and then out comes the milk that they just milked from the cow that morning. You can't keep it for more than a couple days, maybe 2, tops 3 days, and then it starts, like it's fresh, raw milk. You can't keep it in the fridge for that long. Because I have the time nowadays, I have started to buy a lot less groceries at once. So I rather go a couple times or 3 times a week and buy just a little bit of something and use it up and have it really fresh, except for maybe like potatoes and, some kinds of produce and meat you can keep for longer. But it does save a lot of money when you end up not tossing anything and when you buy locally and just in season. We also don't buy sodas or anything like that. I think drinks can get very expensive when you actually buy drinks. Now, Romy loves apple juice mixed with sparkling water. We call it Apfelschorle here in Germany. It's very, very, very well loved by kids. So she drinks that, but everyone else here, we just drink tea and tap water, and we have really good tap water. But drinks can add up when you do like iced teas and Snapple and all these nice drinks that, they're really cool. But first of all, usually they're loaded with sugar or sweeteners, which are not really that much better, or it's artificial stuff in there. And it costs a lot of money. So maybe don't spend money on anything processed. And also yogurt, you can make your own yogurt. I have a video about that. You can mix some fruit into it, and you totally get acquired to the taste when you leave out so much sweet. You can make so much yourself. And there are easy, quick snacks. I mean, like instead of chips, we can just make popcorn ourselves. So cheap, really. Popcorn is cheap, and it's great, and I love it. And it's another alternative to spend a little bit less money. And the last area where you can save money that I want to share is clothes. I have actually started, I buy really good clothes, and I really think about how can I reduce the amount of clothes I have, but really take the quality up a level or a few levels. And I really want to buy something that is exactly what I want. So I literally sit down and write down all the criteria. So I just now ordered a jacket. I haven't gotten it yet. I hope it is what I hope it is. But I've had, like in the winter time, I've had this really long, thick down coat, which is awesome when it's very, very cold, and when it's wet outside and cold, it's perfect. But when it's like not the coldest days of winter, I've had really one and two different ones that I go in between, because one is for like more wet weather, and one is not so good for windy weather because it's kind of a material where the wind blows through when it's really windy. And also they don't cover my booty. And I hate that nowadays because in the winter, my booty gets cold when it's not covered. So I wanted something that goes below there. And so I just ordered a jacket that was everything that I think combined. It combines 3 different jackets. It has all the criteria. It does have a hood, but you can put it away, and it has this high neck. It's longer. It's a material that is soft, but also doesn't let the wind through. So I'm really hoping that this is exactly what I need, and then I actually can get rid of 3 different jackets because you can wear it in winter. I'll just wear another fleece underneath, and then you can wear it in spring and fall when it's kind of like a in-between, not that cold, but like a little bit cold, and I'm very excited. And I do that with a lot of different things, like, having a dress that you can wear both, like just the dress, or you can wear something over it, or you can wear something under it, depending on if it's like really, really warm or a little bit warm or not that warm in the summer. Really having multi-purpose. If like in Germany, the climate is like, it changes so much. Even in the summer, it could be like so cool and it could be so hot. And in the winter, it could be so cold and it could be quite mild. So it's constantly changing, and you always need all these different degrees of clothes. And instead of having all these different pieces, I'd rather invest in one piece that is it really covers all my bases. I invest more money, it's better quality, it lasts, it's exactly what I love, and it's so awesome that I don't ever want to get rid of it. That's exactly what I've been doing. So let me know in the comments, what is another area that you have thought about that you can save money on? Or what is an area that you think you spend way too much money on and you could actually start saving more if you were more mindful? Thank you so much for watching. Have a most wonderful week. And until next time, keep it simple.